7 signs narcissist is devastated by your discard. Have you ever wondered what goes through a narcissist's mind after you finally take control and end the relationship? While they may appear indifferent or even triumphant, their internal world often tells a very different story. The truth is, narcissists thrive on control, and being discarded is one of the most devastating blows they can experience. In this video, we'll uncover 7 telltale signs that a narcissist is utterly devastated by your decision to discard them. These signs might surprise you, as they reveal just how much of their self-worth was tied to having you under their influence. Stay with us until the end. You'll not only learn to recognize these signs, but also gain a deeper understanding of the narcissist's fragile psyche and how to protect your newfound freedom. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and share it with anyone who might find these insights helpful. Your support helps us bring you more empowering content. Let's get started. Number 1. They launch a full-on smear campaign. When a narcissist experiences the devastation of being discarded, one of the most common and glaring signs of their emotional turmoil is their desperate attempt to destroy your reputation. A narcissist thrives on being seen as superior, powerful, and unassailable, and when you leave, it shatters this carefully constructed image. Losing you doesn't just mean the loss of a relationship. It signifies the loss of control over how others perceive them, which is a direct blow to their fragile ego. To regain that control, they may launch a full-on smear campaign aimed at turning the tables and positioning themselves as the victim. They will go to great lengths, spreading lies, distorting the truth, and manipulating mutual friends, acquaintances, or even strangers to paint a false narrative. They might claim that they were wronged, that you were the cause of the downfall, or that they never wanted the relationship to end. Their goal is to make themselves look like the injured party, while portraying you as the one who caused all the problems. This behavior isn't an indication of your character or the truth. It's a reflection of their inability to handle rejection and their desperate need to regain control over how they're viewed. The narcissist's pride and sense of entitlement have been wounded, and they will do whatever it takes to restore their damaged self-image. Don't let their smear campaign get to you or shake your confidence. Remember, this is not a reflection of who you are or your worth. It's an outpouring of their own inner chaos and the depths of their narcissistic disorder. Their actions stem from their need to protect themselves from facing the truth, that they are, in fact, flawed and expendable. Number 2, they desperately seek your attention. One of the most unsettling signs that a narcissist is devastated by being discarded is their frantic attempt to regain your attention. Narcissists are addicted to being the center of focus, and they absolutely cannot stand being ignored. After the discard, when you cut ties and stop feeding into their need for validation, they may go into full-on pursuit mode, desperate to re-establish contact with you. You might begin to notice a flurry of communication attempts from them: texts, phone calls, emails, or even visits, sometimes showing up uninvited at your home or workplace. These efforts might appear to be acts of concern or apologies, but in truth, they are driven by their deep, gnawing need to reclaim your attention. It's not about genuinely seeking closure or trying to make amends. It's about them needing to feel relevant again. They need to feel that they still matter in your world, that they are still in control of your emotions, and that you haven't completely detached from them. The devastation they feel from being discarded forces them to confront their greatest fear: the loss of control. By denying them access to you, by refusing to respond or engage with them, you show them that they no longer have the power over you that they once enjoyed. This realization is profoundly unsettling for them. The narcissist's identity is often built on manipulation, control, and dominance, so to be ignored or rejected by you is like a blow to the core of their sense of self. Unable to accept that loss, they desperately try to claw their way back into your life, whether through false apologies or attempts to manipulate your emotions again. Don't let these efforts deceive you. It's not genuine care, it's just their way of trying to reassert control. Number 3, they try to replace you immediately. Another unexpected sign of a narcissist's devastation after being discarded is how quickly they attempt to replace you. On the surface, it might seem like they've moved on effortlessly, diving headfirst into another relationship or seeking validation from someone else. However, this behavior is not a sign of emotional recovery or genuine growth. Rather, it's a coping mechanism driven by their inability to deal with the emotional pain of losing you. The narcissist's need to immediately find a replacement is an attempt to fill the empty space left by your departure. They are uncomfortable being alone and terrified of facing their own emotions, so they rush to latch onto someone new to ease their pain. This new partner may be an attempt to mimic the connection they once had with you, but it's often superficial and lacks the emotional depth that you provided. The narcissist may even try to flaunt their new relationship in front of you, posting pictures on social media or telling mutual friends about their new partner, hoping to provoke feelings of jealousy or insecurity. However, don't be fooled by this act. The narcissist's new relationship is often a hollow substitute for the genuine connection they had with you. Deep down, they know that the new partner can't replace what you provided. They may feel empty and unfulfilled, yet refuse to confront the underlying emotional pain. Their behavior is a temporary distraction, a way to numb the ache of losing you without addressing the deeper issues within themselves. They may even subconsciously try to provoke you into reacting to their new relationship, using it as a tool to regain your attention or elicit a response that feeds their need for validation. Number 4, they spiral into self-destructive behaviors. When a narcissist is devastated by being discarded, the facade of self-assurance and control they have worked so hard to maintain begins to crack. Their reaction to the loss of control can manifest in a range of self-destructive behaviors. These behaviors are not just signs of sadness or disappointment, but rather the narcissist's inability to cope with their shattered ego and the realization that their manipulative tactics no longer have any power over you. As the emotional toll of being discarded sets in, you may witness the narcissist spiraling into destructive habits such as excessive drinking, reckless spending, dangerous risk-taking, or even unpredictable mood swings. Their carefully constructed image of invulnerability starts to crumble as they struggle to cope with the reality of losing you. Their behavior may become erratic as they lash out in frustration, hurt, or even rage, projecting their emotional turmoil onto those around them. They may also turn their pain inward, engaging in unhealthy coping mechanisms to numb the discomfort of facing their own vulnerability. This self-destructive spiral is not a sign of them mourning the loss of you in the way a healthy person might. Instead, it's a desperate attempt to regain control and to escape the painful feelings of inadequacy, loss, and rejection. Narcissists rarely take responsibility for their actions or the way they hurt others, so they redirect their pain outward, often blaming others for their misery. If they lash out at you or even at other people, it's because they cannot face the reality of their own brokenness. Their emotional volatility serves as a mask for the internal chaos they are desperately trying to avoid. Number 5, they obsess over you. Even after the relationship has ended and the emotional dust has settled, a narcissist's devastation often leads them to obsess over your life. This is a clear indication that they are unable to let go and move on from the connection, no matter how much they try to act indifferent on the surface. They may not just think about you occasionally. Instead, they engage in intrusive behaviors that show they're keeping tabs on everything you do. Whether it's stalking your social media profiles, regularly checking your online updates, or asking mutual friends and acquaintances about your life and activities, a narcissist may constantly monitor your every move. They may even attempt to interfere in your new relationships, trying to sabotage any new connections you try to build, all because they cannot bear the thought of you thriving and moving forward without them. This obsessive behavior stems from their deep insecurity and their inability to come to terms with the idea of you living a fulfilling life without them at the center of it. The thought of you moving on and finding happiness without them is a direct challenge to their inflated sense of self-worth. For them, your independence and well-being without their involvement undermines their perception of themselves as a dominant figure. They are so attached to the idea of being necessary in your life that they cannot bear to let you live freely. By maintaining strong and clear boundaries with them, you can protect yourself from their intrusive attempts to invade your space and reinsert themselves into your life. It's important to remember that any attempt they make to re-establish contact is not about genuine care or concern. It's about their need to feed their ego and regain control. Number 6. They play the victim. When a narcissist is devastated by being discarded, they often resort to playing the victim in a desperate attempt to manipulate others and deflect attention away from their own behavior. Instead of taking responsibility for their actions or acknowledging the hurt they may have caused, they will portray themselves as the one who has been wronged or unfairly treated. This tactic is designed to elicit sympathy and support from others, while simultaneously avoiding accountability. By shifting the focus onto themselves as the victim, they can redirect any blame or criticism that might come their way. In order to maintain their carefully crafted image of perfection, narcissists will often exaggerate the details of the breakup, making it seem as though you were heartless, cruel, or unreasonably harsh. They might twist the narrative to make themselves appear like the innocent party, hoping that people will rally around them and validate their distorted version of events. This behavior allows them to preserve their reputation while also seeking affirmation and attention from others. If they can manipulate people into feeling sorry for them, they regain some of the control they lost when you walked away. Recognizing this for what it is, a manipulative tactic, is crucial for staying grounded and firm in your decision to leave. It's important to not be swayed by their fabricated sob story, no matter how convincing it may sound. Understand that their victimhood is just another way for them to control the narrative and deflect responsibility for the relationship's breakdown. Number 7. They attempt to hoover you back. One of the most emotionally challenging and frustrating tactics a narcissist uses when they are devastated by being discarded is the process of hoovering. Hoovering refers to a narcissist's attempt to suck you back into their orbit, often by using charm, guilt, or emotional manipulation. The narcissist's goal during this phase is to regain control over you and soothe their bruised ego. When they feel the sting of rejection, they can't stand the idea that they've lost their hold on you and will do whatever it takes to reel you back in, even if it means resorting to deceptive or manipulative behaviors. They may start by promising to change, pretending that they've learned from their mistakes, and assuring you that things will be different if you just give them another chance. They might shower you with compliments and declarations of love, attempting to convince you that the relationship was worth saving and that they are truly sorry for their past behavior. Alternatively, they may try to remind you of the good times you shared, using nostalgic memories to rekindle old feelings and make you second-guess your decision to walk away. While these efforts can be incredibly tempting, especially if you still have lingering feelings for them, It's important to remember that their motivations are not about genuine love or change. The narcissists' hoovering attempts are self-serving and designed to restore their sense of superiority and control. Allowing yourself to fall back into their manipulative grasp can lead to further emotional pain and heartbreak. If you give in to their attempts to hoover you back, it can set the stage for a cycle of manipulation, deceit, and emotional abuse to continue. Their promises of change are rarely genuine and are often just temporary measures to get what they want, control over you and a boost to their damaged ego. It's essential to remain vigilant and not allow yourself to be sucked back into their web of lies and manipulation. Thank you for watching and joining us in this deep dive into the 7 clear signs that a narcissist is devastated by your discard. If you found this video helpful, please show your support by liking, subscribing, and sharing it with others who may benefit from these insights and tips. Remember, walking away from a narcissist is one of the most courageous decisions you can make. Their devastation is simply a reflection of your strength and your ability to reclaim your power. Stay true to yourself, keep your boundaries firm, and don't let their attempts to regain control distract you from your journey toward healing, self-love, and freedom. The road to recovery might be difficult at times, but it's worth it. You deserve to be surrounded by people who value and respect you. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Feel free to share how you've handled these narcissistic behaviors and how you've maintained your strength. Until next time, take care of yourself, stay empowered, and never forget that your worth is not defined by anyone else's need to control you.